Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This Shabbat is known as Shabbat Hagadol. It is the Sabbath immediately preceding Passover. I decided, even though it's a little bit chilly today, to come outside in the glorious beauty of the outdoors at our house and to record this pre-Shabbat message. The Haftorah that we're reading today in synagogues throughout the world, the special one for this Passover Shabbat Hagadol, the Great Sabbath, is from the third chapter of Malachi. And in it says, "Lo, I will send you the prophet Elijah before the coming of the awesome and fearful day of the Lord. He shall reconcile parents with children and children with parents, so that when I come, I will not strike the whole land with utter destruction." It's amazing to me just how relevant this Haftorah is as we approach the holiday of Passover within the Jewish community. We really do know that there are many things about Passover that we love, and not the least of which is that we will open the door for Elijah. Now, Elijah is the figure that's supposed to come to announce the coming of the Messianic age. We recognize him at the end of the Sabbath during our Hagadol ceremony, saying that maybe next week there'll be peace, maybe next week there'll be health. We recognize him at a bris, at a ritual circumcision for a child, that maybe this child will grow up to make a huge difference in the world, to bring peace to the world, or maybe this will be the child that will find some sort of vaccine for a dreaded disease. All of these things actually go into making Elijah the prophet such a key character in Jewish tradition. Having said that, the thing that always struck me the most about Elijah the prophet were the traditions that before he would come to announce the world of peace, he would appear as a beggar, and how people would treat him would determine whether or not he would go back and report to God that now is the time to bring peace and health to the world. It seems to me that at this particular time, and when history marks this particular time, that the key element here, the key element in our time will be how history writes how we treated ourselves and one another. How will we respond to this terrible crisis that we're in? It seems like that we could respond with fear. I'm afraid. Everyone is afraid. I use the Sabbath as a spiritual opportunity to let go of my fears, and I have good reason to be afraid because of my age, and also because I'm a male. But the choice is, will we cower in fear? Will we cower in fear, or will we react in a totally different way? Last night in a class with Rabbi Hagadol, we learned that fear, in her definition, is, listen to this, a fantasized experience appearing as real. F-E-A-R. A fantasized experience appearing to be real. Now, on the other hand, we can retreat into our fears, or we can rise to the occasion, and we can let the best part of the godliness within inside of us come forth in a wonderfully beautiful and holy way. It seems to me that that's the choice before us. We will not be silent in terms of this. Silence, as Elie Wiesel, the poet laureate, the Nobel laureate, taught us, and the Holocaust survivor taught us, is really silence and indifference are the opposite of evil, or the opposite of good, is silence and indifference. We will not be silent in this. We will do what we're told to do. We will self-isolate. We will do everything because we realize that we are not, in this case, rugged individuals, but part of a whole. The prophet tells us, "Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shmo echad." On that day, God will be one, and God's name will be one. And that's the story that we are going to have to, when this is all over, tell our children and grandchildren. We need to be able to tell them that we, in a most communal way, did everything that we could do, everything that was humanly possible to mitigate this crisis. And in so doing, we will be able to tell them that the Judaism, that the world, that everything that happens in the aftermath, that this great paradigm shift that I think we're going to undergo, that as a result of that, we have emerged stronger. You know, this year at our Passover Seders, we don't have guests. And so when we open up the door for Elijah, maybe we don't expect to see a person standing out there announcing that very shortly a vaccine will be found, or very shortly they'll find a way to save the lives of people that are dying, or very shortly there will be peace and justice in the world. But maybe when we open the doors for Elijah at our Passover Seders on Wednesday night, maybe what we should do is imagine that spiritual Elijah is coming into us and is saying, we need to do it. We need to help Elijah. We need to help Elijah find the cure. We need to help Elijah save lives. We need to be all that God means us to be, and we need to protect each other and care for one another. My dear friends, I'm sitting outside. The sun is shining. The trees are coming out. The incongruous nature of the beauty of the outside with what's going on in the rest of the world is really amazing. And yet the outside to me right now is an inspiration. The beauty of the outside is an inspiration that, yes, Elijah, at least in spirit, will come. Yes, tomorrow the sun will rise. Yes, there will be a time when our sick planet is restored to health. I want to wish you all a ton of blessings for Shabbat, that we and all of us should see health, complete health, and many long years that we can be together as a community of people in one world, one nation, one world, all of us created in God's image, that I look forward to that day when our planet and all of us are restored to health. May God bless you with a wonderful Shabbat. Finally, I just want to say one other thing. I was so inspired this week that I put a version of God Bless America onto YouTube. There are many people that play piano far better than I do. But I urge you to go look at it, because there was something special that was happening there from my soul that made that arrangement a little bit different than what we're used to. You can go to and find that at tegreensboro.org. Go to YouTube and look at the TE Greensboro. Just put that in the search line, and that's our channel, and you will find a piano version of God's Bless America. May God bless all of us with a wonderful Shabbat, a Shabbat of health. May the liberation that we recall on Passover, beginning at our Seders on Wednesday night, be a liberation not only of people who are enslaved, but of all of us who are facing the challenge of dealing with this global pandemic. May God bless you, and may this coming week be a week of health and joy for all of us. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Pesach Sameach, a Sabbath of peace, and a wonderful Passover to all.